Hello, everyone. It is time to go back to the amazing readings of Higurashi When They Cry. Where we last left off was, Meakashi, number 7. So basically, Mion slash Shion, probably Shion, murdered Rika, basically, when Rika was trying to, poke her with a syringe. And, Shion has kept Mion imprisoned in a basement. So yeah, she has also killed, I guess 3 people now. So, you know, that's where we last left off. So yeah, we're just gonna continue from there. Very cool. Yeah, normal sibling stuff. Everyone's done this at least once, right? To their siblings. All right. Chapter 13. Oh boy. Okay, she in the basement talking to all of her prisoners. Hey everyone. What? Oh, whoops. Sorry. Are you all still alive? Oh my god. Kiyoshi was hanging from the collar with his head turned up to the ceiling. He didn't even move when I walked in. Maybe he's already dead. Satsuko was lying on a cross-shaped restraining table. She glared at me with red and swollen eyes, which must have been that way from crying. I'd wanted to put her on that special restraining table to pound nails into her hands, but Satsuko was too small for that. Jesus. Walked up to Kiyoshi and poked his body with my toe. There was no response. Uncle Kiyoshi, are you dead? Murderer! Murderer! Oh, your veins prove it. Have a food take. Guacamole isn't good. Continuing. Maybe Satsuko had witnessed Kimiyoshi's last moments. Took a thick knife from the wall and stabbed Kiyoshi with it. There was no response. Uncle Kiyoshi? If you're alive, you better tell me, okay? Can't fool me. Walked over to the pulley that was suspending Kiyoshi. This is your last chance. Are you alive? Let me know if you are. Pause just for a moment, then turn the pulley. Ugh. Miyoshi's body swayed strangely in the air. It looked much more like a corpse than that. Like that. Shion-san, why are you doing this? Ah, I get it. The door to the huge cave was still open. Bet Satsuko had talked to the one in the cell while I was gone. To the one in the cell. So, Mion. That's how she knows my name. Although, that's not actually my name at all. That's actually not my name at all. No, I'm not Shion. I'm the real Mion. The one you all thought was Mion is Shion. It's kind of confusing, huh? If you don't get it, that's okay. How dare you? How dare you kill Rika? I had allowed Satsuko to watch me take care of Rika's body. Of course, I let her see Rika's neck, too. Rika Furude deserved it. She came over to kill me. I just fought back, that's all. That's not possible. Rika would never do a thing like that. If you don't believe me, that's fine. It's none of your business anyway. What are you going to do with me? I'm going to kill you. Satsuko's eyes went wide. She was expecting my answer, I'm sure, but she still looked shocked. But she didn't expect me to state it so openly. I heard the noise of something hitting iron bars echoing in the huge cave. Shion's voice echoed there as well. Sis, no! Don't kill Satsuko! I answered her clearly. Yeah, you answered in laughter. Did you finally realize what you've done? Did you finally realize you didn't do anything to save Satoshi-kun, although you had the power to? That was why he was killed. You ignored millions of chances to rescue Satoshi-kun. Yes, that is your sin. Yeah! Before even finishing my sentence, I stabbed Satsuko's right arm. Oh, so it was more a yeah! Her blood started to flow out. This was nothing compared to what happened to Rika Furude. Twisted the knife into Satsuko's arm. She bit down hard, crying. Stop! Don't kill Satoko! Let her go! I don't care what you do to me, but please let Satoko go. Why couldn't you say that for Satoshi-kun? Oh my god, it always comes back to Satoshi. It's too late now. I was the one screaming like you back then. But no matter how loudly I screamed, it never reached them, spared him, or saved him. I want you to go through the same thing I did. I stabbed Satoko's arms repeatedly. The knife kept hitting her bone. It didn't feel like I was cutting any of her flesh. Jesus! Wow. Stop, Mion. Stop, sis. Stop, stop, stop. She's calling her Mion now. Okay, Shion. How about this? I'll tell you how you can save Satoko. Apologize to me 1,000 times. I'll let her go when you're done. How about that? I don't tell lies. If you really apologize 1,000 times, I'll keep my promise. Well, how about that? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh boy. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Shion started apologizing like a broken record. She's so stupid and honest. She's not even thinking of cheating. Bet Shion really will count to 1,000. I stabbed Satoko in the wrist. There, I felt something hard. Guess I either crushed her bone or scraped it. Must have been extremely painful for her. Satoko screamed. Shion's voice got louder as if trying to overpower that scream. What? What? Oh boy. All you ever do is cry to get what you want. You think your Nini is going to appear out of nowhere and knock me aside and rescue you, huh? Yeah, right. Knife was still in Satoko's wrist. I slid it toward her elbow. Ooh! Oh my god. Yeah! Satoko, can you hear me? Hey! Listen to me! I slapped her face several times and made her look at me. Do you know what you've done? Do you know how your very existence is what cornered Satoshi-kun? That's right. That's all you did to him. Every time you cried, Satoshi-kun protected you. But have you even considered what kind of burden you were to him? He wasn't some superhero. He was just like you. Yeah! He was just a normal human being. Have you ever even thought of what he had to go through because of you? No, you didn't. You never even tried. You just let Satoshi-kun take care of you. You just leeched off of him. And as he got injured for your sake, you lived by sucking his blood. You are cursed. How can you still call for him? Huh? God. Oh, after telling her all I'd been wanting to, I exhaled roughly. With my help, you are not going to pay for your sin. Cry as much as you want. Scream as much as you want. Realize Satoshi-kun will never come for you. You cornered him. You made him disappear. You killed him. Oh gosh, I freaking forgot about the Steam pop-ups. Just ignore those. It's fine. Ugh. What's this? You don't feel anything in your right arm anymore? Okay, let's use your left. Stabbed her left arm repeatedly and her blood flowed out. Satoko's reactions weren't fun anymore. She didn't cry or scream like she did before. That put me in a bad mood, so I stabbed the back of her left hand and twisted the knife again. But Satoko still just moaned. She didn't scream anymore. What's the matter? Are you stifling your screams in protest, thinking I was enjoying your cries? That's great! Satoko was unfazed by my mad laughter. She looked at me with gritted teeth and resignation. I think that's the truth. Huh? I cornered Nini. That's why he disappeared. I've known that ever since the day he vanished. Progress? I wasn't strong enough
I depended on Nini. I'm sure it was hard on him too, but I couldn't stop. You're absolutely right about that. I have no excuse.
Satoko didn't sound as if she was mocking me or trying to please me. She spoke so naturally. That's interesting. Never realized you were aware of what you'd done.
Nini is coming back. He will come back someday. And when he does, I'm gonna show him how independent I've become. I don't need him anymore. I won't hide behind him anymore. I'm going to show him that I can really live on my own.
When he comes back, huh? Stabbed Satoko's arm in a mad frenzy, but she still didn't even scream. She bit down tightly and swallowed her pain instead.
Nini is coming back. I know he is. I'm waiting for him. And when he comes back, I'll apologize for depending on him so much. So I won't give up until that day comes. I'll never depend on him again, ever. No matter what kind of hardships I have to endure, I won't ask him to help me. I won't call for help, I won't cry, I won't scream. If I cry, Nini will come for me. So I'm going to endure this by myself.
Damn you. What do you think you're saying?
If it's fun for you, go ahead, stab me as much as you please. But if you think I'm gonna cry for Nini, well, too bad. I will not cry. Ever. If you refuse to believe me, then try it. Nini is watching me. He's watching me endure this. He will see that I'm not like I was before. And when he sees that, he's gonna come back. Come on, try it. I will not cry. Try to see how strong Satoko Hojo is.
Shit. I'll show her. Take that, and that, and that.
Nini, you're watching me, right? I've become so strong. This won't bring me down. This is nothing. This won't make me cry. I won't cry for her help. I can endure this. I'm going to endure this. This is nothing compared to what you had to go through for me.
Shit. Why doesn't she feel the pain? Doesn't it hurt? There's no way it doesn't. I've been stabbing her so much and the knife went in so deep. Her blood has poured into the ground, and I've been turning her flesh inside out. How could she still talk that way? Why doesn't she cry and scream? After Satoko said what she wanted to say, she shut her mouth. She didn't say a word after that. No matter how much I stabbed her, twisted the knife, tore at her, ripped out her flesh, she didn't even make a sound. What in the world is this? This isn't the Satoko I know. Satoko was never as strong as this. If Satoko was this strong, she wouldn't have been a burden to Satoshi-kun. Why wasn't she as strong as before? Thanks for the creatures.
Yippee! Oh, yippee!
Vampit to creature, vampit to creature, vampit to creature.
Vampit to creature. Thank you for the resub raids. Oh my gosh. Why wasn't she as strong as before? It's too late. Everything is too late. This idiot's maturity came far too late. Her blood made my hands slippery, and I dropped the knife. I was covered in blood from head to toe. Satsuko was still enduring the pain. She was enduring this cruelty so she could display her strength. I couldn't defeat Satoko. Couldn't crush her strength. Satoko achieved her goal. She had become independent, so she didn't need Satoshi-kun anymore. She still believes Satoshi-kun will come back one day. She looks forward to a day when she can show her brother how strong she had become. But Satoshi-kun hasn't seen any of that. Instead, I, who never even thought that Satoshi-kun would come back, was the one who witnessed her strength. What was I thinking? Thought Satoshi-kun was dead. No, I assumed he was. Why did I? Never even thought of waiting for him. I didn't believe he would come back. I didn't wait. I tried to avenge him, but I guess what I really did was forget about him. Satoko is different. She never even thought he was dead. No, maybe she did a little. But even so, she waited. She waited for the day when she could show him how much she'd grown. She waited patiently. What about me? I didn't do anything. Wanted to forget about my sadness, so I tried to find my enemy. I became a demon using revenge as an excuse, so that I didn't have to think like a human. I lost. I couldn't endure the pain of waiting for Satoshi-kun, so I chose to become a demon. In other words, I got rid of my soul, the soul that loved Satoshi-kun. In other words, I got rid of Satoshi-kun himself. Satoko won. While she had been gritting her teeth before, her mouth had gone slack. Her eyelids were half shut, but I could see her eyes a little. Looked like she was dreaming about something happy. Satoshi-kun was there, in her eyes. Satoko endured until Satoshi-kun came for her. So Satoshi-kun is dead. Satoshi-kun came for her as in she's dead now too. Satoko ran up to Satoshi-kun. She jumped onto him. Satoshi-kun hugged her, and they spun around. You can cry now? Satoshi-kun told Satoko that, and she cried very hard. Satoshi-kun rubbed her head so gently. We'll be together forever, he said. Continued to rub her head so gently, so gently. Satoshi-kun, I was waiting for you too. What meaningless words. He was already dead inside of me. I never believed in our reunion. Pitiful of me to say that, just because I saw Satoko and Satoshi-kun together again. So, she didn't wait for him, but Satoko waited for him. I don't know if that's the best thing to do, though, because, you know, if somebody died, you don't really wait for them to come back. Like, you know? Well, I guess if you don't know, then you would wait, but if in retrospect, you know they're dead, you shouldn't wait. You should accept it, you know? But I guess it was more of Satoko waiting to see him again in general, not even in this life. Because I know a lot of people say stuff like that when people die. It's like, oh, I can't wait to see you again, kind of thing, you know? So I think Satoko meant in that way that she was waiting for him when she passes, right? I think that's how I'm interpreting this. And then Shion didn't even think about that. She didn't think about, you know, living her life and then waiting to see him again. You know, she just passed it along. It was so focused on getting revenge that she didn't remember all the good times, you know? Stuff like that, I think. That's how I'm interpreting it. How pitiful of me to say that just because I saw Satoko and Satoshi-kun together again. As Satoshi-kun hugged Satoko, his eyes met mine. Shion. Satoshi-kun said, I asked you a favor. Oh my god, the favor. To protect Satoko. What favor? I tried to remember. What kind of favor did Satoshi-kun ask me? Satoshi-kun looked at me so sadly, because I couldn't remember. That sad look tore my heart to shreds. The blood flowing out of me wasn't as pretty as Satoko's blood. My blood was a slimy liquid, like vomit with filthy chunks of food inside it. Ew. That was what filled my body. Whether it's a real curse or somebody's conspiracy, I won't disappear and I won't fall victim to it. You won't disappear? No. Not until I buy that teddy bear. I'll get the money pretty soon. I won't go anywhere until then. Huh? Memory of the past. But when? This is a memory of the day before last year's Watanagashi. Satoshi-kun called me on the phone then. My aunt is home. I have to go. Okay. Mion? Huh? His aunt was home, so I'm sure he wanted to hang up as quickly as possible. Satoshi-kun paused and spoke. I'll leave Satoko to you. My knees and elbows started to shake. My teeth chattered and my fingers were shivering. Satoshi-kun asked me to. What have I done? Couldn't wait for Satoshi-kun to come back, so I filled myself with evil thoughts and acted as I pleased. Didn't believe he'd ever return. I even forgot about Satoshi-kun's last request. How can I say I love him? Just wanted to forget about my feelings of loss, so I made myself all bloody. How can I welcome him back now? I didn't believe Satoshi-kun would come back. I didn't believe Satoshi-kun was alive. I didn't think he was alive, so I thought he was dead. I believed in his death. I killed him in myself. Nobody else did. I did that. Yeah, I don't know if it's Japan or not, but there's a thing of like, you only truly die when the last person thinks about you dies, you know? So, I don't know, I can't remember if that's Japan or not, who says that. But Satsuko believed until the very end. She was rewarded in her final moments. Satsuko wasn't here anymore. She had no more need for her bloody, painful shell. But I'm still here, trapped in my bloody, tainted flesh. I'm going to rot inside of it. Satoshi-kun was waiting for both Satsuko and me. But to be reunited with Satoshi-kun, we had to keep our promises. Satsuko's promise was to be strong. Satsuko kept that promise until the bitter end. Satoshi-kun embraced her. My promise was to take care of Satsuko for Satoshi-kun. I never kept the promise from the beginning. Therefore, Satoshi-kun will never embrace me. Even if I were to rub Satsuko's wounds and ask her if they hurt, that wouldn't mean anything. That was when I felt something behind me. It wasn't Satoshi-kun or the thing that scared me before. I didn't know who it was. But it was right there, criticizing me for my mistakes. Then, finally realized it. That thing is me. It had always been there, standing behind myself and watched me break that promise. Satoshi-kun asked me to take care of Satsuko, yet I didn't keep that promise. I'd been watching that happen. I cried, and gave up on myself. Wait, Satoshi-kun gave up on me, and I gave up on myself. What will happen to me now? I don't want to be in this darkness. I don't want to be all bloody. Please don't leave me. If I give up on myself, what will happen to my body? There will be nothing left. The only thing I'll have left in me is an evil demon. I get it. I've known it for a long time now. I am nothing but a demon. What? A demon doesn't feel sad. Demon's heart can never be in pain. Demon doesn't cry. Shion was still apologizing. She believed that was the only way for her to save Satsuko. Voice was growing hoarse and weak. Shion, you don't need a count anymore. Good job. Oh my god. Guess she realized what happened to Satsuko. Shion cried in her cell. Being a demon isn't that bad, huh? I never knew how fun it would be to see other people cry and scream. I've already had plenty of fun in this human world. Maybe soon I'll kill myself and go back to hell. But don't worry, I'll make sure I kill you first. That's why I'm here, after all. Demons are pleased when they see people cry and grieve, see? Wait, you like Kei-chan, don't you? Okay, I'll rip Kei-chan apart before your very eyes. What a great idea. I'll kill you, and then myself after that. Onigafuchi village is a village of demons. Demons came out from the swamp and attacked the village. Going to act like those legendary demons and wait for Yashiro-sama to judge me. That will be a suitable disaster for Hinamizawa, don't you think? Jeez. Kei-chan? It's me. Shion. Took a long time to pick up. Thought you weren't home and I was about to hang up. Sorry. I was just in the bath. Wouldn't your family pick up for you? Could your parents be out right now, Kei-chan? Oh, God. Well, no. they're not really... Anyway, have you heard about Rika-chan and Satoko? No? What happened after that? Were they found? Nah. They haven't found them yet. Kei-chan, please don't lose hope. Rika-chan and Satoko, they were kidnapped, weren't they? Yes. I don't think there's much doubt. Rika-chan and Satoko were... no. I mean, I'm sorry. About the mayor? What do you think happened after he was kidnapped? Do you think he's still alive? Keiichi sounded confused. He wanted to believe Satoko and Rika were still alive, which is why he was asking. Keiichi was just like Satoko. Unless the culprit was after money, the abductee would usually get killed right away. Never assumed they'd still be alive. But Keiichi was trying to hold on to a little hope. Could feel his strength. It was much greater than mine. I'm a demon, so I didn't come up with an excuse. I think he was killed. Hey, wait. That was abrupt. I think it must be really hard to kidnap someone and keep them like they are. As long as they're not hostages, it would be most practical to kill them once you were done with them. Kill them so readily? I mean, what's a human life or two anyway? It's a horrible thing, but it's probably what happened. The mayor was killed. Then did that mean that the same happened to Rika-chan and Satoko? No, they couldn't. They weren't some random old man. It was Rika-chan. It was Satoko. That they couldn't kill them so easily. Keiichi was still refusing to believe what I said. He fought so hard because he didn't want to kill his friends within him. I wasn't like that. I killed Satoshi-kun within me so easily. I blamed Shion for not protecting Satoshi-kun, but I killed him so easily. You're talking about them like she didn't kill them. I know. It's probably better to think that Rika-chan and Satoko-chan ended up the same way. Whoa. It's probably like that. Keiichi roared and cried. It's like their deaths were physically agonizing to him. Yes, because that's what happens when you care about people and then they pass away. Like, Shion is literally freaking emotionless. Why? Why kidnap someone and then kill them? Screw curses. Are people's lives really that cheap? Erasing them and killing them without a second thought like this. You're right. You're absolutely right. It would take a demon. I laughed at myself. I was sure Keiichi didn't notice. Hey Shion, please, tell me. Why did Himizawa start needing someone to die at the night of Watanagashi? That's what I'd like to know. The fighting over the dam project is already over and done with. Haven't enough people been cured already? Cursed already, the actually opposite. Why is it? Why? If there's a reason, then say it now. I understand how you feel, Kei-chan. I really do. Dam conflict ended a long time ago. Yet, murders and disappearances kept happening every year under the guise of Oyashida-sama's curse. Why? Why is it happening? Some of them had nothing to do with it. Some of them didn't deserve to be cursed. So why? Why? That's what I'm asking you! I want to know that as much as anyone. Of course, curse of Oyashida-sama never existed. It's just a bizarre environment that allowed people to kill in the name of Oyashida-sama. The environment, and nothing more. Nothing would have happened unless there were demons who danced within it. Listen, Oyashida-sama's curse never existed. It's too unrealistic. Just like you said, someone in the village is using the guise of Oyashida-sama's curse as a justification for continuing these murders and disappearances every Watanagashi. They were cunning. They've been using the curse as a convenient tool, made a system where they would get rid of 2 enemies in the village every year. And this year, that system killed Takano-san and Tomitake-san. Then why wasn't that enough? Why did the mayor and Rika-chan and Satoko have to get killed too? I don't give a shit about the past. The only thing I care about is why Rika-chan and Satoko needed to be killed. Why is that? I didn't say a word to Satoko, you know? Why even her? Why? Satoshi-kun was speaking through Keiichi's mouth. How could I respond? I didn't know what to say. I could only feel myself being stabbed by the sharpness of those words. Kei-chan, please, stop being mean. I don't have any idea what's going on either. Everything's changed. We went into the ritual storehouse that night. Shion? Shion, shut up. Stop, like, what? Okay. When I heard that Takano-san and Tomitake-san had been killed that night, I doubted my ears. Then I realized it instantly. I realized what sort of position I was in now. 4 of us snuck in there. Kei-chan, you and I won't be so conveniently forgiven. When I thought about that, it made my chest so tight. It was so terrifying. You know that feeling, Kei-chan, don't you? So I confessed everything to Uncle Kimiyoshi. He wasn't mad. He smiled and told me if I was really sorry, I'd never be demoned away. He really did smile at me and told me to leave it to him. Welcome to the insanity. Hello, empty Skeletor. What a wonderful part that you've come on to now. I remembered Uncle Kimiyoshi speaking ill of Satoshi-kun. I killed him, but everyone in Himizawa did that. I wasn't the only one at fault. When did you let the mayor know? Huh? I'm sorry, Shion. It must seem like I'm kicking while you're down, but... Shion, you told him, right? You told old man Kimiyoshi, the mayor? Yes. When did you let him know? Keiichi's tone is becoming sharper. The edge was cruel, but it was a sharp conviction. It wasn't a dull edge that caused excessive pain. It had a clean, pleasant sharpness to it. Did you know that... Okay. Okay, that's hard to say seriously, but, you know. Did you know that the mayor had a severe case of hemorrhoids that had gone to the hospital for treatment? Kei-chan? What does that have to... Please, answer me. If you didn't know, then just say so. I knew that. He had hemorrhoids. Looked like sitting down was really hard for him. He was going to the hospital. You know which hospital, right? I'm sorry, I don't know much, but... Kei-chan, what does that have to do with... I was eating and I just entered it. I want to ask you straight, Shion. When did you tell the mayor about everything? When and where? You can give me a rough answer, but please give me one. Kei-chan, why are you asking that? Very good, Mayabara Keiichi. You know who I am, don't you? It was impossible. The day the mayor disappeared, from dawn until he vanished, there was no opportunity for you to contact him. That's... The mayor left first thing in the morning for his examination at the university hospital all by himself, without telling anyone. Shion, you just said you don't know what hospital he went to. So you couldn't have contacted the mayor until he got back. Isn't that right? His train was delayed because of an accident, and he didn't return to his house until the meeting was about to start. So there was no time for you to have told him before the meeting started either. Shion, did you go to the meeting too? Did you attend it and tell him there? If you didn't, then there wouldn't have been any time left. After the meeting was over, the mayor disappeared on his way home. Actually, with the meeting, You didn't even go to the part-time job you said you went to that day. I'll cut to the chase. You haven't been since we were at the library together. Kei-chan, well... Shion Sonozaki disappeared the day after Watsunagashi. Bingo, Kei-chan. I'm impressed. Oishi-san says you've been missing. Despite that, you've been calling me every night like this, haven't you? Please, Shion. Something I said was wrong. Please say so. Shion, I'm begging you. Corner me even further. Corner me, said the demon inside. Can't come up with any excuses, so that I can't escape. Shion, there's no way you could have seen the mayor, but you did see him. The only time you could have possibly have seen him on that day was... Then you saw him after the meeting. In other words, could have been right before he disappeared, or else afterward. Oh my god. Hilarious. Hilarious. Hilarious, Shion. And then just hangs up. I screech and screech with laughter and then slam down the phone. Very good, Cage. Very good, Kei-chan. That's right, it's me. I'm the one. Hurry and corner me. Hurry and let me be free. Yeah, very, very spooky. Was he going to tell the police? Was he going to come here by himself? I wondered which it would be. If the police came, I'd struggle as much as I was able. Let's see how good Oishi would be at catching a demon. If Kei-chan came here alone, that wouldn't be smart of him. He couldn't complain about being eaten by a demon then. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him gruesomely while Shion watches. Therefore, Kei-chan, you shouldn't hold back. I only ever thought you were just a funny guy. I never thought I could expect so much from you. Dang. Kei-chan, I didn't expect you to actually try and save people. What the heck? That's so sad though. But it's crazy how full force she's going into the whole demon thing. Like, full force. Took them a long time to come for me. I had to wait until the following morning. I opened the gate without checking who was ringing the doorbell. I didn't even care who it was. If it wasn't the police, that'd be fine with me. If it was Kei-chan, did he defeat me? Keiichi and Rena were there. Well, this is unusual. Are you two going to school?
We stayed home today.
Kei-chan is one thing, but you too, Rena? You two are such troublemakers. I laughed. Well, let's not just stand here. Come on in. I didn't think Rena would come. Thought it would be either the police or Kei-chan alone. Try tricking Kei-chan into coming with me to the underground storehouse. Rena, why don't you try to figure out what I'm attempting to do and stop me? You too, Kei-chan. You figured out I was Shion. Why don't you try to figure out the rest? I will act like a demon. I will struggle until the very last moment. So don't hold back. Please don't hesitate to kill a filthy demon like me. I feel like at this point, I don't think she actually believes that she's a demon, but I think she's like too far into it to back up now. You know, it's too far in. You know? She wants to get caught and killed. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She wants to get caught and killed, but she will keep fighting it. You know? She wants it, but she'll fight to the end, basically. You know? It's a very interesting psychology that, like, actually happens in real life as well. This is so sad. Let's commit gamer moments. Yeah, pretty much. Mion? First, I have something to apologize for. You do? What for? She has to put up a fight for appearances. No, I don't think it's for appearances. I think it's for herself. She's like, I've already come this far. I have to fight till the end no matter what, even if what I want is different from what I wanted before. You know? Like, I want to get captured, but I can't let that happen easily for myself. You know? Well, on the night of Watsunagashi, the ritual storehouse behind the shrine, I went in there. Oh my god. Didn't expect this to start with an apology. Okay, so you admitted his sin of entering this ritual storehouse. Guess that was manly of him. I don't even care if the storehouse is forbidden anymore. Whatever. The rule came from those who believed it was even a sacred place at all. Mion, you called Rika-chan and Satoko the day before last, didn't you? I don't remember doing so. If you have a reason to think so, could you let me hear it?
It was evening, before dinner time. Rika-chan should have come here, bringing a big bottle of soy sauce.
Right, I remember this. I think before this happened, Keiichi and Rena were like coming up with a game plan to try to corner Shion/Mion. Try to like make her admit herself, like while she was with them.
To have you share some with her?
Rena spoke with confidence. She wasn't even trying to gauge my reaction. She was simply telling me the truth. That cleverness was very pleasant to see. Why do you think that?
It's not hard to understand. Mi-chan, you saw it too, didn't you? Rika-chan's room. There was chilled tofu, but no soy sauce. Plus, the big bottle of soy sauce that should have been under the sink was nowhere to be found.
What? Is that why she would have come here? Rena sure is sharp. Tried to beat around the bush, but she was confident in her conclusions. She was cornering me. She was doing such a great job, too. It really put me at ease. Okay, demon. Rena knows what she's talking about. What kind of excuse are you going to come up with now? It's a long explanation, so I'll get to the point. Contents of that refrigerator provided a vivid account of what you said over the phone when you lured her out. Ah. Okay.
It's a long explanation. So I'll get to the point. The contents of that refrigerator provided a vivid account of what you said over the phone when you lured her out.
There it is. This game is over. Rena, I was right about you. I don't like you. You really are just too sharp. Shion is so obtuse that she never even recognized this side of you. That's... I had no idea it's such an incredible detective right next to me the whole time. Can't believe you'd figure everything, down to the phone conversation, just from what was inside the fridge. You got me there. You've got me. You've got me. I laughed like crazy. I laughed because I was having so much fun. Sensed the poison inside my stomach dissipating and felt free and refreshed. Mion, the police have suspected you for a long time now. Oishi-san's officers have had the house under observation so that they could break in at any time. Kei-chan was threatening me. He was telling me I couldn't run or resist. So I should just surrender and accept my fate. Interesting. I kind of enjoy this turn of events. I kind of really like Shion. You know, in Shion's position, I would do the same thing. You aren't doing that intensely enough, Kei-chan. Shouldn't you grab my collar and knock me to the ground? Today's the day I'm prepared to die. After that, they went easy. Because they just wanted to know the reason why Mion committed such crimes. You all are being too lenient about this. I'm a demon. I'm a murderer. Are you saying that if you can understand the reasoning, murderer is okay? A demon is a demon. A murderer is a murderer. Whether their motive is to have fun, to live, or to take revenge, that makes no difference. Why do you even want to know that? Yes? Right now? In like 30 minutes? Yeah. I have to go get my glasses fixed. Because my glasses are wrong. But after, I guess. Or maybe after, who knows? Why do you even want to know that? Why don't you just tackle me and take me to the police? You're not wearing... No, I'm not wearing glasses. Look, there. The demon is trying to deceive you. It's a pleasure to meet you both. I am the successor of the Sonozaki family, Mion Sonozaki. Welcome to the Sonozaki's family house today. I'd like to greet you on behalf of our leader, Odio. You seem to want to ask various questions. I'd like to answer everything as clearly as possible. Then told him about the strange events that led to Onagafuchi village becoming Hinamizawa, which Takano-san had told me about before. About half of it was the truth, the other half was completely made up. Thanks for the glasses. About half of it was the truth, and the other half was completely made up. I cannot believe that. I remember this freaking exposition taking literally like 3 hours in the chapter, and half of it was made up. Okay. I just made it sound like it was only natural that their best friend committed such a gruesome crime. Keiichi and Rena were both overwhelmed by the history of Onagafuchi village, which was swallowed by this gloomy fate. Oh well, I guess I made it sound interesting enough. I'm sure they enjoyed hearing me tell the story, but you know, I'm the one who committed the incidents that happened in the present time. What was the point in listening to those old folk tales? You think it will make your best friend's crime easier to swallow? You're just trying to satisfy yourselves. I'm a demon. I'm a murderer. I have sinned. These old folk tales have nothing to do with the crimes I've committed. The way those two listened to me so intensely, almost made it fun. I told them that people used to make canned human meat and conducted gruesome research during the war. Those were things Takano-san told me. Hey, you two? Haven't you realized yet? Haven't you realized that what I'm talking about has nothing to do with what we're dealing with right now? You both look so serious. You two are such fools. So that Hinamizawa village might once more become like Onagafuchi village, so that we may again be sacred in existence worthy of worship. That's the mission of those who inherit the demon of the Sonozaki main family. Those who inherit.
Those who inherit the demon?
For generations, the Sonozaki family had a custom of including the character for demon in the names of its successors. If you write out my name on your hand, it should appear plain as day. Keiichi tried to write Mion on his palm. Oh, she's right. The character for demon is in there. How did he not know this? Not only in my name, either. The demon is engraved on my body as well. Stood up and made to show my bare back. Of course, I don't actually have a tattoo there. Oh. She doesn't actually have the tattoo? Then she doesn't have the demon. Maybe she's just... okay.
It's okay, Mi-chan. You don't need to show us, okay?
Thank you. I laughed a little. You must really believe I'm their best friend, Mion. My goodness. Mion has one already. They were doing so well at the beginning, too. She has one in the name. Yeah, she has one in the name, but the whole tattoo thing, you know? Unless she actually has the tattoo, and she doesn't know it. Maybe she got it as a kid, and, like, she just doesn't know because it's on her back. Like, I don't know. I eventually sat back down after I finished telling my made-up tearjerker stories. It's your loss if you all shed any tears now. I looked at Keiichi. He wasn't crying, but he was overcome by emotion. I looked at Rena. Surprisingly, she still maintained an aggressive look, showing me her will to fight. But Rika-chan and Satoko-chan...
But Rika-chan and Satoko-chan, you killed them, didn't you, Mi-chan?
You're good, Rena. You know, what I just told you isn't an excuse for murder. You usually act like such a goofball, but that's not how you really are. You sure are something. Far sharper than Shion.
I'm not saying that it's okay if you killed other people. Regardless, Mi-chan, you killed Rika-chan and Satoko-chan.
I'm not trying to justify what I've done. I have a demon inside of me. The demon is in my name, in my body, and also in my soul. But that demon wasn't the one who killed them. I did. Sonozaki Mion did. Rika-chan and Satoko died because Mion wanted them dead. That will never change. You're right, Rena. Come on, Rena. Try to figure out who I really am. You still believe Shion, my victim, is the real culprit. Poor Shion, making Rena believe that you're responsible. That was for Rena, though. That was it for Rena, though. She couldn't figure out it was Mion.
Please, turn yourself in.
Rena spoke to Mion.
We'll go with you. We'll never leave a friend by herself.
Crying children and Rena are the only things I can't beat. Too bad, Rena. I've won. I'm well aware of how serious my own crimes are. Even if they accept me turning myself in, I'll probably never be able to come back here. So I'd like you to hear one last selfish request.
What is it?
30 minutes is fine. Just let me have some time alone with Kei-chan. Oh my god. Rena, please. Please, Rena, don't. This is where she takes Keiichi down and, like, puts the nails in his fingers. Rena, please. You can't trust this. You can't trust this, man. Rena knows, like, Shion has killed at least 2 people, 2 of which were her best friends. Like... Keiichi looks startled to suddenly hear his name. So insensitive, Keiichi. That's what made my sister cry.
Keiichi-kun, is that okay with you? If you don't want to, then I won't make you.
She's right. It's okay if you don't want to. For all, I'm a demon. And Kei-chan is a bona fide human who'd moved here from somewhere else. For us to be compatible, as long as Oyashido-sama doesn't exist to mediate, it simply isn't possible. Keiichi hesitated a little. Come on, Kei-chan, condemn me. Condemn me and tell me you'd never go. Sure. It's fine. Thank you. Fool!
Bakana! I'd like to thank you too, Keiichi-kun.
Rena stood up. As promised, she made to leave. It's fine, Rena. You can wait right here. I just want to go around the garden with Kei-chan. If you're bored, you can go to my room. You can read any manga you like. If there are any volumes you want, might as well take them.
I don't want to. Mi-chan's books belong to Mi-chan. Rena couldn't bring them back home with her so freely.
You're such a good kid, only at times like this. Took Rena's head and rubbed it like Satoshi-kun used to do to me. Okay, let's go, Kei-chan. Game was over. Too bad, Rena. At least this was more fun than if Kei-chan came alone. If he did, he could have asked me to run away with him after hearing my stories. Rena's eyes were like those of a judge. In those eyes, I sensed both affection and observance. I said 30 minutes, so she would probably only wait for 30 minutes. Even if I took even a second longer, she'd call Oishi. I'm a little disappointed. Rena still thinks I'm Mion. She didn't manage to see through me. Thought someone like her would see the demon in me. Guess I was wrong. Too bad. Yeah, she still sees me as Mion, so she knows that she's actually Shion. She knows. Keiichi followed me after putting his shoes on. Can I hold your arm? Such a humble request. I don't mind. I took Keiichi's arm. It was as warm as Satoshi-kun's. Felt a little bewildered. Do you get kind of nervous with your arm through mine? You're not thinking, for example, that I'd suddenly put you in a world-class joint lock or anything? You two say the same things. I don't think that at all. I was remembering the time when I held his arm in town. I think Shion liked you, Kei-chan. I see. So I told him how my sister felt. Shion was with Satoshi-kun for a long time, but what they had was friendship. They never had anything more than that. That was why she fell in love with Keiichi. If I were in her position, I would have also fallen in love with him. If Shion was able to fall in love with him, then I could fall in love with him too. Keiichi smiled gently. I almost saw Satoshi-kun in that smile. And Keiichi and I, the Keiichi I knew was worthless and superficial. Yikes. I never realized he could smile like Satoshi-kun. Mion and Shion, you got along well, didn't you? Well, I wonder. Kei-chan, do you think your right and left hand get along? Huh? My right hand and left hand? I don't think you could describe them as getting along or not. That's how our relationship is. You can't measure it by how well we get along. We've been together since we were born. We've been living in this world as a pair. But I was Mion and she was Shion. Mion was treated specially, and I insisted on being her. Of course, that was unpleasant for Shion. Deciding to be fair, we switched places all the time. We were probably different from other identical twins. We didn't only like the same things or do things the same way. We even managed to share our knowledge and experiences. When we talked about our experiences, we could share them. So Mion and Shion, we shared everything. That was why each of us was both Mion and Shion at the same time. No, maybe Shion was the only one who thought that way. I was a little different than that. I was simply letting Shion be Mion once in a while. I was Mion, the successor of the Sonozaki family. I was supposed to be treated specially. I always thought that was my privilege. Just like everyone tried to distinguish between Mion and Shion, I also tried to distinguish between us. For example, one of your hands is dominant, so there will always be a better hand. If you only had one oven mitt, would you think about putting it on your dominant hand without thinking, right? I think maybe it was like that for us. It doesn't mean, though, that anyone would be okay with losing their left hand. It's that kind of unexplainable relationship. I think that maybe you live too close together and just stop being able to see it, but I think that means you get along really well. I'm an only child, so the day before the festival, I was really jealous of when you and Shion were messing around with each other. I think you're jealous of something that doesn't exist. Yes, we twins used to have a lot of fun trading places with each other. Now that we have such distinctly different personalities, our resemblance only gets in the way. As an older sister, I felt I was mean for thinking that way. So as punishment, I became Shion. Who am I? Never had a solid identity in the first place. I was Mion, then I was Shion. Should have just accepted that. Something has changed. I don't even know if I'm Mion or Shion anymore. Had I really been stupid enough to hope that Rena would figure that out for me? Shion is still alive. Really? Keiichi looked into my eyes. I nodded quietly. Yeah? I'd been thinking to give her the most horrible death of all, so I kept her locked up. I never did think of a good way to do it, though. This was a lie. I've already come up with ideas, and I've already begun to execute them. Dumped the hag into the well in front of Shion. I dumped Kimiyoshi and Rika in there. Even killed Satoko too. Right now I'm plotting to kill Keiichi, who Shion fell in love with. I'm a demon. Any such gruesome act is simply pleasure to me. It's when I felt a warm hand rubbing my head. It wasn't Satoshi's hand, but Keiichi's. Keiichi and Satoshi-kun are totally different. Why would Shion fall in love with him? His rough hand didn't make me happy. Then he understood my feelings was just my imagination. I wasn't happy and it didn't feel good. It didn't. Come with me. I want you to see all of my sins. Although, Kei-chan, it might be the worst thing you've ever seen. I'm going to commit my final crime. I'm going to let you see it. I'm going to let Shion see it. When I do, are you still going to think I'm your best friend? Or Shion? Kei-chan is going to die thinking it's you who's killing him. If you want to turn back, now's your chance. I don't know what impression you have of me on Sonozaki, but it will surely change once you go inside. It'll never change. I'll say it as many times as I need to. Me on Sonozaki is the best friend I could ever have. You're such a fool. You don't sound cool at all. I don't understand human feelings because I'm now a demon, but I think I understand why she loves you. Oh, Shion, falling for freaking Keiichi. 2 seconds before she absolutely murders him. Open the iron door to the underground storehouse and beckon Keiichi inside. Come on, Keiichi. This is obviously a trap, don't you see? This statement is transparently suspicious. Don't you think you should run to the police? But Keiichi was reckless. He swallowed, then stepped inside. Ha! You really are a fool. We went down the stairs to the basement, and I led him into the torture room. Everyone is shocked their first time visiting this room. It used to be that way. Of course, Keiichi looked surprised too. But he was trying not to show it. Shion being in love with you is a curse with 100% fatality. That's true. That is so true. If anyone loves Shion, or if Shion loves anyone, you're going to die. Obviously, he wanted to express his shock at seeing this horrifying room. But he also knew if he voiced that shock, he would be rejecting his best friend, who was trying to confess her sins to him. So he did everything he could to stifle his surprise. According to something a family head from a long time ago wrote, blood splatter has impact, despite the fact that it doesn't tax the sacrifice. Higurashi was meant as a deterrent, after all. My ancestors thought up all different kinds of showy torture. That's a space for the audience. Higurashi is deterrent, after all. It wouldn't make sense if there were no guests. Keiichi smiled quietly as he listened to me. No matter what cruelty came out of my mouth, he would embrace me. Was this really the superficial Keiichi Maibara I knew? Right here is where I killed everyone. There were no spectators to watch me, but I held a Watsugashi of my own. Well, perhaps there was one spectator. Huh? Spectator? Me. I, the demon, was watching the entire time Mion held the ceremony. Started to laugh. How many hints do you need, Keiichi? When you're going to figure out I'm not really your best friend? Come on, hurry up. You're running out of time. The game is almost over. This was a game. This was a game of murder. I had killed people, used my revenge for Satoshi-kun as an excuse. The demon was trying to capture Keiichi and kill him before Mion's eyes. But Keiichi had a chance. If he figured out I wasn't his best friend, then he'd win. If not, he was out. When did I come up with that rule? Because it was sometime today. Or did I come up with it just a minute ago? Since the two of them aren't too bright, I decided to be easy on them, I guess. You're Mion's best friends, right? Don't you believe in her? You already made Mion into a murderer within yourselves. Why don't you try to protect the Mion within you? Why don't you try to believe your friend can't be a murderer? I think it's because you trust your friend's words more than you trust the person you know in yourself. You know? Like if your friend tells you something, you just believe them without really thinking about it, you know? Like, is this in character for them to say? Stuff like that. You just kind of take it as they're being truthful. Like, why would they lie to you, right? So I don't think she understands why, like, how much love, you know, that her friends had for Mion. How much they trusted her, you know? So if she tells them, oh, I killed someone, they would believe her. You know, they don't need to protect the Mion inside themselves because she's right there. She's right there in front of them. If you could believe until the very end, like Satoko did, you would have realized that I wasn't Mion, your best friend, just someone who looks like her. If you can't, if you still believe that I'm Mion, then you're just like me. I killed the Satoshi-kun within me so easily, and you will do the same. You don't deserve to live. Back there is the prison. Is Shion there? Not going to make it. Once we reach Shion's cell, your time is up. The demon will win. Shion? Is that Shion? Kei-chan? Is that you, Kei-chan? Keiichi ran to the cell. Are you alright, Shion? Are you hurt? No. Shion screamed. I was standing right behind Keiichi. It was time. My preparations to kill the boy that she loved were complete. For her, this was going to be the worst possible torture. Calm down, Shion. Everything is over now. Everything. Keiichi tried to quell Shion's distress by talking to her in a calm voice. Such a funny sight. Keiichi was the only one who had no idea what was going on. Shion, how have you been? No more. Please, no more. I don't want to see anyone else die. If you hate me, then just kill me already. I'm the one you hate most, right? Kill me right now. Sis! Calm down, Shion. It's all over now. It's going to be alright. So calm down. Relax. I won't kill you. No, I won't kill you just yet. It's game over. Gave you enough chances. Courted me quite well once. That was it. Yes? It's on your chair.
Thank you.
Freaking disruptions.
That was it. You couldn't figure out that I'm not your best friend, Mion. You couldn't believe that Mion isn't a murderer. Please stop. Don't kill Kei-chan. Kei-chan has nothing to do with this, does he? If you're going to kill someone, then kill me right now. I don't want anyone else to die. If you want to die that badly, then after I've killed this man, I'll take my time in making mincemeat out of you. In accordance with the ancient rites, I'll do it slowly, starting with your extremities. I'll shave you down and mince you to bits. I had that mincing machine set up specifically for you, after all. Or would it be funnier if I were to mince up Kei-chan in front of you? Hey, quit it already. What do you have to gain by scaring her at this point? No, Kei-chan, run away. Here you are, demon. Go ahead and take my soul. I'd been living my life to avenge Satoshi-kun, but that wasn't what he wanted from me. That was just for my own satisfaction. Couldn't even face Satoshi-kun, so I'll bring this to an end in the way I want. The world became a total mess. Satoshi-kun hates me, and I hate myself too. I'm going to complete my revenge. I don't want anyone to sympathize with me. I won't pretend to be some tragic heroine either. I would become a murderer that nobody could sympathize with. So please, grant a suitable final moment to me. Bluish-white flash filled the huge cave. Keiichi fell down like a doll. Shion reached out to him from the other side of the bars. She screamed at me to not kill Keiichi. Go ahead, cry and blame me. Don't even think of offering your forgiveness. I'm the most rotten existence in this world. So please, grant me the worst possible ending. Shion begged me desperately to let Keiichi go, simply abused her, slandered her, disgraced her. The more Shion suffered, the deeper I'd fall into hell. It wasn't enough. It wasn't even close to deep enough. It wasn't deep enough to compensate for my sins. I dragged Keiichi to the table that I tried to put Satoko on and restrained him there. Keiichi began to move sluggishly. Stun gun must have not worked too well on him. Can you hear it, Shion? I'm going to get started now. Savor Kei-chan's fresh screams to your heart's content. Give it a fucking rest. Keiichi squeezed out those words. He sounded good, like he was about to bite me. What get last, are we? I lied before, you know, about having wanted to give Shion the most miserable death of all, blocking her up because I hadn't thought of a good way yet. That was a lie. Smiled as I laid out the huge nails and hammers specifically made for the nail table. I'll let her hear the screams of all the people that died because of her, and after they soaked into her very soul, then I'll kill her. We've got a pretty good taste, huh? Who are you? There we go. Huh? I'm Mion. Mion Sonozaki. Have you lost your mind from fear? No, you're not. There's no way you can be Mion Sonozaki. I stopped moving. Kei-chan? Shit. I decided the naming game would be over once we reached Shion's cell. Therefore, even if he guessed it this time, it'd be too late. Oh well, sure. I'll listen to you. This is your last chance. I see. And if I'm not Mion, who am I? Come on, Kei-chan. Guess who I am? Why don't you try and save Mion, the girl who fell in love with you? A demon. Huh? You're not Mion. Mion was just here. Give her back. Kei-chan, is your brain really doing okay? You're not going crazy with fear? Don't touch me, you damn demon. Give her back. Give Mion back. My best friend. Give Mion back. Listened to him with a blank expression. No, it's nonsense to demand Mion's return when she's right in front of me. But, this person right in front of me can't possibly be Mion. I can't accept that. That's great. So I'm not Mion or Shion. He doesn't even see me as my sister. No, wait, that's not it. Keiichi protected the Mion in his heart until the end. He didn't accept the fact that Mion was a murderer. And not just that either. Protect the Shion in his heart as well. He didn't conclude that if Mion wasn't the murderer, then it must have been Shion. To Keiichi, Shion was someone who always made fun of Mion. But that was it. It wasn't like they'd known each other for a long time. But Keiichi protected her. Protected Shion from being a murderer. That's why I'm a demon and not Mion or Shion, huh? A demon, huh? A demon. That's stupid. But isn't that just right on the money? Wahaha. Wahahaha. Kei-chan, trying to drown me in my own tears. However, Keiichi didn't back off. He kept screaming. He screamed so loudly that I could hear his voice even when I was stuck inside a demon. You can do it, Mion. Don't lose to this piece of shit, demon. You're strong. Show me how strong you are. Surely he isn't talking to me knowing that I'm the real Mion, right? He's just confusing us again. So there's no reason to let my heart be disturbed by Keiichi's screams toward Mion. Come on, Mion. Mion. Why didn't you lose to a demon like this? You're not that weak, are you? Don't give up. Fight. Fight. He's right. I didn't fight back. How did he know? How did he know I didn't fight back? I lost to the demon. After all, I'm weak. I'm not strong enough to defeat the demon. Even so, Keiichi continued to talk to Mion. His voice had become hoarse, and he had become sobbing. He kept mumbling, Mion, Mion. Kei-chan, this may not be something pleasant to take to the grave with you, but you really seem to want to know, so I'll tell you just one thing. Long time ago, the demon came to live inside me. It was gnawing at my heart, trying to spur me to violence, but suppressed it with my reason. The demon had become quiet, and I got to thinking it had gone away somewhere. So it turned out I was wrong. It hadn't left. It was just sleeping inside of me. That was the truth. When I learned about Satoshi-kun's disappearance, my weak soul couldn't take the sadness, and anger filled me to the brim. That insanity stopped there. Time had healed me, and embraced me with memories of Satoshi-kun. The demon woke up again to a certain small opportunity. What do you think that opportunity was? Such a little thing. This might be strange for me, a demon, to say, but you're the reason that everything got so messed up. A tear rolled down my cheek. At the time, if you had given me that doll you got without hesitation, maybe everything wouldn't have gotten so twisted. What does that have to do with anything? Like, Shion, what does that have to do with anything? You probably can't understand. Wouldn't expect you to. Because this is something that Mion told Shion. This isn't something that she experienced. But, you see, all sorts of things started falling over like dominoes after that. Soon it was too much for me to control. It only makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of knocking over the first one since it was so small. You're the one who set them up. Kei-chan hadn't done something so insensitive. Shion wouldn't have cried. Shion cried, talked to me about it. That reminded me of Satoshi-kun. I became jealous of her for having someone she loved so close to her. Oh, okay. It was a very small jealousy. That little feeling woke up the demon who was sleeping deep inside of me. After that, I just let the demon take over. The demon ate up all the sadness for my loss of Satoshi-kun, filled my heart with the notion of revenge, even though I knew that wouldn't make Satoshi-kun happy. Then the scary incidents that followed dragged me to hell, from whence there was no escape. That can't be, can it? It only makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of it. Even so, Kei-chan, you are without a doubt the cause. If you had nonchalantly given me the doll that day, I don't think this would have happened. Was I simply transferring the blame to Keiichi? Such a tiny thing woke up the demon inside of me. Demon would have woken up eventually. I was at fault. I didn't fight back. I let the demon live in my soul, and I let the demon possess me. Oh. Keiichi didn't hide his tears. They were pouring down his cheeks. Maybe he was crying in my place since I'd become a demon, couldn't cry of my own will. Can I start now then? This method of torture is very simple. I'll nail one of these into the first joint of your left pinky finger. Then I'll nail each one in order until I get to your thumb. Then I'll go back to your pinky and nail one into the joint in the middle. And so on until I hammer 15 nails into your left hand. When that's over with, I'll do your right hand next. After that, if you're still conscious, I'll tell you. Lots of nerves bundled into your fingertips, so it hurts far more than you can imagine. Some people apparently pass out before you finish hammering 30 nails into their hands, so... Put a nail to Keiichi's left pinky. So I hit with the huge hammer. It would start, and it would be over. I didn't hesitate at all when I was torturing the others. Somehow I do when it's you. This will satisfy your demon, Mion. If it will sate the demon, then do to me what you will. I don't understand what he just said, so I tried to repeat his words in my head. Are you serious? Compared to how much I hurt Mion, this is nothing, right? Do as much as you want. In exchange, promise me 2 things. After you're satisfied with causing me pain, forgive Shion. She's been punished enough for to make up for a crime of sneaking to the storehouse, hasn't she? You, after all this, you still care about Shion more than yourself? I am Mion Sonozaki. So are my eyes growing so damp from hearing Keiichi show concern for Shion? The other thing is that when you've had your fill, you disappear. Give that body back to Mion. That's all. You know, you're not even considering possibly begging for your life or anything. Can I ask you to promise 3 things instead of 2? The third is to leave me alive. You said 2 in the beginning, didn't you? So you can't have any more. It's a shame. Even in this situation, Keiichi and I joked around and laughed. Then I knew why Shion fell in love with him. He's different from Satoshi-kun, but he's a good guy. Probably won't keep these promises, understand? I'm a demon after all. Guess there's nothing I can do then. Keiichi smiled and closed his eyes. Kei-chan, I'll agree to just the 3rd thing, okay? Huh? Your first wish, to save Shion? That's not possible. The demon will kill her. It's already been decided, so I can't stop it. So please give up on that. He stroked Keiichi's chin. As for your second wish, to give this body back to Mion, that won't happen either. After today, Mion will never come back. From today on, even if my body remains, it will just be a shell. Because the demon has taken over. My mom is calling me to go. Guess I have to save. Oh, whatever. Well, I'll see you guys later, alright? Thank you guys for joining in and listening to this beautiful, amazing story. Have a good day, have a good night, wherever you are. I'll see you guys next time. I know. We'll get him next week. Bye-bye.